Hello. If you're watching the replay, say hello. Oh, my dogs are saying hello. As you can see, I'm not in Vegas. I'm home. I made it home at I don't know what time, midnight-ish, and my husband says we didn't get to bed till 2 a.m. So it was a long day yesterday, but quite a fun trip. I went to Vegas. I went to Sedona, and I went to Phoenix for a day. So I really want to go back to Phoenix. It was super cool. I didn't get a chance to see a lot, but we got to have dinner with a friend. So it was way worth it. And I just wanted to pop on here briefly because A, I'm a little jet lagged and loopy, and B, I don't know. Just wanted to give you a few, just a realization that came to me about being in Vegas and always winning. And so do you guys ever go to Vegas? If you have been to Vegas, let me know. Like, do hashtag Vegas or something. And do you gamble? Do you think it's okay? I think that's part of probably whether or not people win, is if they think what their emotions are about gambling. And I guess like here in the US, a lot of people are all excited because we're having this big lotto thing. I'm pondering. Will I buy a ticket? I don't know. Okay, so the reason I think I always win in Vegas, and I should probably clarify, is I don't always win, but I always come out ahead. And I think there are a couple of reasons why, on more of like a metaphysical plane. So like, I'm not a big gambler. I really don't care about gambling, and I don't go to Vegas to win money. So I think that's probably part of the reason why I always come out ahead. But I also think I must have some kind of good mojo going because I always do come out ahead. But I usually just play the slot machines for a little while, like maybe a half an hour here, a half an hour there, and then I get really bored of it. So this trip, my husband and I played 3 times. And the first time I put in $100 and cashed out at $300. So I was 200 up. And the second time I put in $100 and cashed out at $200. $200? Yeah, so it was $100 up. And the last time I played, I put in, it was like 180 because I got down and I put in some extra money because I just was wanting to sit with my husband longer. And then I cashed out at like almost 800. It was 780 some odd dollars. So all in all, I came out ahead, and I've noticed that I always do. Every time I go to Vegas, I usually take out more than I put in, which I think is not the way it usually works for most people in Vegas, because otherwise Vegas wouldn't probably be there. But the reason I think I do that metaphysically is because A, I don't have resistance. I'm like, there's no desperation around, like, I really don't care. I mean, it's one of those things, it's like, it'd be nice if you win, right? And I mean, it would be fun to win a lot, but it's not like a deep dive, strong desire. So I have no desperation, I have no fear. I know that however much money I've planned to spend on gambling is all I'm going to spend. You know, usually my husband and I were just like, we're never going to put in more than like $400 or $500 while we're there. And we have like the cash for that. So, and I don't know, it's never been like oh, I really want to go get out more cash and win. And maybe part of that is because I feel like I've already won. I'm in Vegas, I'm on a vacation, I'm having a trip. So that's just like a cherry on top. Sorry, my dogs are crazy. But I feel like there's some nuggets in there as to why sometimes we manifest things that we want and why sometimes we don't, because it's so much easier the less amount of concern we have about it. So I never go there thinking, oh, I want to win so much money, or this would be really great. Usually I go there saying, like, I want to see a show, I want to you know, just have fun, eat good food. Like, those are like my top priorities. That's interesting. Usually I do really eat good food, and I did this time too, but sometimes yeah, if I was really concerned about it, I wonder what would happen. Um, but I'm not there concerned about winning money or really on my top thing. It's like one of those things, it could be nice, but you know, it's not necessary. So when you're looking at creating something else in your life that you really want, I think that working to get to that step where I'm happy where I am now in life, and yet it would be nice to whatever. And you know, somebody else may have a better tip on this, because I think the most I've ever won is $800 or $900. That's my like receiving limit from Vegas, because I'm not willing to spend time and energy playing for more than half an hour, and I don't know, maybe if I did I would lose. So I like to quit while I'm ahead. That's an interesting story too. It's just kind of fun to look at and play with these stories that we have in our life and decide, is that one that I want to stick with? I quit while I'm ahead. I mean, it's good to quit while you're ahead, but it's also good to be open to receiving more. That's one of the things I'm personally working on in my life, not so much around Vegas, but just around receiving, because I think a lot of us, and so I'm going off on a tangent here, but it's a good one for you if you want to receive not just money from Vegas, but just to receive in general. I think a lot of us are not good. I feel like that's kind of judgy, but we're not trained to accept a compliment, and that's like a really great place to start on your receiving journey, is to just be able to receive when people give you compliments, whenever people give you things, even without feeling like you have to reciprocate right away. I think that's something that I've been working on, just like when someone says something nice, just to receive it and to fully receive it. And it's something that I've taught before, which is, if you don't receive what other people give to you, you're denying them, right? Because if you give someone a compliment, isn't it wonderful to feel their appreciation, and and you know when you're like, oh, your dress is so pretty, and they're like, oh yeah, so is yours, and that kind of just like takes the fire out of your compliment, because they didn't really, they didn't receive it, but they just wanted to make you feel okay by giving you a compliment back. So that's a place to practice on receiving, and you're not just doing that for yourself, because then when you really receive a compliment from somebody, it's a blessing to them. Same thing with a gift. I mean, I love to buy gifts for people, and I love it when I know that they enjoy and love the gift, and they don't feel like they have to go out and rush and buy me something else. Because we all get joy from giving, and we get joy from receiving, but some of us are taught it's better to give than to receive. But honestly, if everybody gives and nobody receives, if nobody's there to receive what the giver is giving, then you are cut off from completing that cycle. So you're not giving the other person the opportunity to fully give unless you're there to fully receive. Okay, I feel like I'm going on a dangerous twist with the giving and the receiving, but that may be something to consider too. Like, what is your receiving level? I guess my Vegas receiving level is about $800, so maybe I should up it next time I go. I'm definitely working on upping my receiving level in life. And if you're someone like me who has a pretty good life, sometimes it can seem like you can feel guilty to receive more, but when you receive, you're not taking away from anyone else, and you're giving someone else the opportunity to give, and then you're giving yourself the opportunity to give, because when you've received, then you have something to give, and you can also receive from yourself. So don't feel like you're like out there. I think that's one of the best gifts that we can give to ourselves is give ourselves self-love, give ourselves appreciation, give ourselves time, give ourselves the gift of doing things for ourselves, and fully receiving that too. So on that note, I feel like I'm on a jet lag loopy loop today, and I'm not making all that much sense. So I am going to go and drink up the caffeine juice to get through and perk me up. You guys have a wonderful, magical day, and let me know, what have you received this week? I received my lovely vacation. I received a little bit of money from Vegas. I received the blessings of having an older child who was able to care for my younger kids while I was gone. Some time with my husband, learning new things while I was traveling, going to a show. Oh, and I'm going to be writing a blog post about this, but I also got to breathe. Yeah, I got to breathe for, it was a 2.5 hour breathing session, and if you've never experienced something like that, watch out. I'll be doing a blog post about the fact that I spent $200, yes, $200 bills to breathe with someone. And that might sound really, really weird, but honestly, is best money well spent. I did one of those sessions last year when I was out in Sedona, and that was like the thing that I was like doing on this trip, because we are such in a habit of cutting off our life force, the oxygen that is right in front of us. Most of us do not breathe fully. I know that I don't a lot of time, and so that's something I'm working on, is really just, yeah, receiving the fact that what we need to live and survive is like right here, right in front of your nose, right in front of your mouth, and all you have to do is take it in. And yet we're taught to constrict and not allow and not receive that that which nourishes us and which keeps us alive. So yeah, if you'd like to learn more about that, watch out for my blog over at dailyalchemy.com. I'm going to share my experiences, because you won't believe what actually actively doing a breath journey is actually what I did can have you experience in just a few hours. So much love. Have a magical day. Go out and create something wonderful in the world, and I shall talk to you soon.